Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at using Adobe Photoshop to make a very quick PDF for your portfolios. This is super easy. Let's do a really quick way first. I have Photoshop open. I have all my pictures in this folder called PDF demos. They're all JPEGs at this moment, but you can start with anything you want. The JPEGs are small. I shouldn't say anything you want, but it's pretty forgiving in terms of files because it's Photoshop. So y'all are working with images. So to do that, under File, Automate, PDF Presentation, click on that. And I can click on this little Browse button, go to that folder, and add these guys. I'm going to shift click here. I don't want that one at the top. And say Open. I'm going to click Browse again. I need to add a few more. Say Open. I realize I have an extra pelican here. Small one, I'm going to remove. Okay, now I can order them because that's important. So if I want this rig one to be first, I can drag that to the top. I'm going to crab at the end. All right, that looks good. But you can reorder them any way you want. You can sort of my name, etc. You can include the file name and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that because my file names are nonsensical. I don't have most of the stuff in my files, so. Then we click, make sure a multi-page document is the one, that's the PDF. Click Save, and call it Murphy. Digital photo portfolio. Okay. Put my documents and click Save. And what you'll see happening is it opens every one of these and puts it into this PDF. Notice I had a bunch of guides and things there. Those won't show up in my PDF. Those are a Photoshop element. But check it before you start sending it out to me and all the people that you want to show your work to. So let's click this guide for minutes. Go to my documents folder. There's Murphy digital photo portfolio, the one I just made. See how this looks. Okay, so first of all, like, well, we don't want to open up just right on this image because maybe, giving people a title page like a name would be the best thing. Yes, give people a name. But the images look pretty good. They just need titles and they just need to look a little more professional, right? This is not going to help promote me very much without my name in it or titles or, maybe even media. That'd be helpful. Sizes if they're prints. People want to understand what they're looking at. So that's easy enough. We can actually do that in Photoshop as well. So I'm going to close this one. Or we'll just minimize it because we're going to need it here again. We'll keep this one open. We'll call the next one number 2 and compare it. So better option. In fact, I should just say do this. Open your files first. And then, do a little bit of design with them. So we'll do open and we'll just go ahead and open. I won't open all of them, just some of them now, just to make this quicker. And obviously you should have at least 8. All right, let's start with this guy because it's open. It's called Crush. We need some canvas so that we can add some text to it. I don't want to put the text over the image. I want it on the white space. So some white space would be good. So we need some canvas for that. I also know, because this has got a light background, that when the white is there, it's going to look, it'd be nice if I had a really nice thin black border. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the border on, just so it'll be quicker. So I can just do Select All, Command A, and then just go Edit and Stroke. There's other ways to do borders too. I'm going to guess like 5 pixels. 5 pixels on the inside because I have the outside selected. In fact, you know what? I'm going to say 4. See how that works. I'm going to hide my edges. And there is a border there. It's really thin, so you can't quite see it yet. But as soon as I put a canvas on, you will see it. So then we go to Image Canvas Size. View this in inches. And I want about an inch all the way around. So this is 10.588, so 11.5, 12.5. 12.5, and this is basically 19, so 21. And then we want our canvas color to be white, right there. Say OK. Now you can see my thin little border. Trust me, it looks much better because we have a little room to work with. OK, then I'll just drop this here and say, well, let's see. I'm going to put my name on every one. I always use this little, I forget the name of this character. This is called Crush, but not in a good way. And if I wanted to put the media, I could do another one of these guys and say digital collage. This actually is a print. I would probably, on all my work, I give the size, if you ever go to my website. And they're inkjets on cloth. This type's a little bit big. Let's do like 24 and see how that looks. That looks good. And probably the title, instead of Roman, could be oblique. All right, let's center that up. We would a little tweak it with the arrow keys. I could even, color code a little bit. Let's blow that up just a hair so you can see how that looks. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and save. And it'll want me to rename it because that was a JPEG and it needs a PSD, so I can say that. Okay, so that's what I would do with all of them. And you know what? Because I don't want to type all that all over again, what I can do is pull this little guy out like this. So it floats like it's a floating window. Get a little smaller. Don't really need to see it. Let's set right here. And then on my next one, this is still the active one. So it's going to disappear behind all these windows because I pulled it out like that, but it was called Crush. So I can take this and just drag it over to this one. So I have it. See, this is why I added a white canvas. But you know what? Just to give you an alternate, if you don't want a white canvas, here's another option. We can just go ahead and add another layer. We'll put it under the name, and we'll just go ahead and select all this here. I have guides there already, so it makes it super easy. And then just say like edit fill, and we'll fill it with black. Oopsie, except I did something wrong. Fill, edit fill, black. Oop, I had preserve transparency check. That's not going to work because it's a transparent layer. All right, so clearly we need to drop down the opacity because we can't see our type. So however, that looks good. So we can still see the black type. I could have made this dark and I could make the type white if I want. Could do something like this. That might look good. And then triple click in there. Say I want white type. Oh yeah, okay. Maybe that. Then I could even pull this layer back. This is my gray bar. It's really black bar with opacity. I spelled it with an E. I think that's acceptable still. I'm not quite sure. All right, noise. Go back to the type. Hit Command D so I don't have anything selected. And then center this how I want it. All right, so there's a second option. So again, I could go to save this one. And go to my next image, which is crest. and decide, be consistent. Like I showed you 2 options there. It really depends on your image. If you have some important elements here, you don't want to stick your text right across an important element. I don't. I have basically these canvases, but they do switch around a bit. So I prefer not to have my images right up against the edge of a monitor anyway, so I don't mind having a little white space around them, a little negative space. But be consistent. Don't be mixing it up. I just mixed it up to show you different options. So what can you do now that these guys are done? Once you've gone through them all, I won't go through them all, just keep in mind that I have the layer already done. I forgot to retitle the last one, so I got to go back and make sure I retitle it. Where did that guy go? Because it's called croak. So I have to go back to there and make sure I say croak. They're both, everything else is the same. All right, and it'll still be in my book oblique. Oops, I forgot a space. Dang it. Can't have that. All right, cool. All right, so just decide to do what you want. Again, I would do the canvas. I'm going to do one more canvas since the type's already done. Inches is 8, so 10. If you round it up, 14.3, 16.3. Okay, I forgot to do is stroke it. So again, I'd be consistent. So you can see how that could use like a little border, like a frame. It's probably easiest just to undo that. You select all and edit stroke. It'll use my last values. So, all right, then I can hit Command D and then do canvas size, image, canvas size. Tab 16.3. Okay, that's enough. And then again, I can drag the layer over from the previous document, the first one I did, which was crush. Take that layer. I don't even need to see the document. See, it does. I think it looks much nicer with the white surround. And then this one's called crest. These are all really short titles. Oopsie, dang it. If you missed your type, it's going to want to give you another type box. So I did Command Z and undid that. All right, I remembered my space this time even. If you want, you can hit this little type confirm thing. All right, so once they're all done, what you do is basically you don't need to close things down or save them all in the same folder even. You can just go to Automate, PDF presentation, assuming you have all your images open. You can say add open files. And you can still click browse and add close files. It's so forgiving. Let's do one of the ones we had. We'll put the finished ones first, the PSDs. And do multi-page presentation again, and then say save. Oh, you know what I forgot though? I forgot a title page. So probably what you want to do is say File New. It really, probably we could do a horizontal image. Let's do print, letter, horizontal, create. I could even use one of my images as a background and just, fade it out a bit. But maybe I would call this Jeff Murphy. And then from that guy. And then let's add one more. This is called the foul. Okay, and then the type, I'm going to use a different type because this is my display. Oops. So I'm going to use base 2. Same here. Now, you know what? I'm going to do a little, no, I'll do base 2 again. I should use what I use for everything else for my name, but okay. Now the good thing about Photoshop, you can hit the Command T thing and You can resize your type really easy. You don't even have to go to you don't even have to go to your character options. All right, maybe black, maybe a gray. Maybe some overlap. Like that. You know, it can't really be that hard to read because it's a ginormous type. And then I'd probably, in something more traditional in terms of type, maybe put a little description. All right, that looks really bad when you have a, you know, single word on an image or a line like that. Okay, you know, I was gonna switch this to a different typeface because that's a lot of caps. So maybe, no, you know what? We'll just we'll pick something slightly the same that doesn't. There we go. You know what? No, I'm going to use this same visual guide right here. Cool. Automate PDF presentation. Add open files. This one's open. It goes at the top. I should have saved it, but you know what? Save it. All right, and then we'll say save, and we'll call this best. We'll call it Murphy Best. You saw me before. I usually, when I do my portfolios, since I'm emailing them a lot and I'm using it on websites, I don't use any spaces because if you're doing a web page, it's a little better that way. So, but it's up to you. You can use spaces if you want. All right, we're putting it into my documents folder. Let's see how this looks. Adding a description here. Uh-oh. Well, that sucks. Maybe I got to save this one. Let's try this. I'm going to save this as JPEG, call it title page. I have a feeling it's this one because that's type in, so. And then I'm even going to close this one. Still says untitled, so it doesn't know I saved it because I saved it as a JPEG. So let's do place or PDF presentation, and we'll do add open files, and I'll click browse, and I called that one title page. Move that one to the top. All right, and then I could rearrange again all I want. Let's see if that was the issue. Obviously, I can retitle it later on. That was it. It was some issue with the type. It was a free typeface. Okay, so we're good. Let's just go ahead and go to my documents. And Murphy Best Portfolio. So there's the second one. Look at that. It's also got a cool title page. It wouldn't, you know what would have been cool is if I would have made a tiny little thumbnail image right here. It's sort of already gridded up for it and everything. Okay, I'm going to go back and redo that page. But let's take a look at it. All right. That's a better way to start. I'm going to hit the, okay, those I didn't do. Okay, here's the ones I did. So you can decide, is it that one better or that one better, you know, but be consistent again. All right, definitely enjoying the canvas myself. So give me a little detail, give your audience a little detail. It's good to know what we're looking at. And that's how easy it is to make a portfolio PDF from Photoshop.